Welcome to the Hurka Metrology channel. Today, we are covering what you should do when a measuring tool fails calibration. A failed result is not just an inconvenience, it is a signal that your measurement process may need immediate attention. Let us walk through the steps. What should happen immediately when a measuring tool fails calibration? The tool should be taken out of use right away for inspection, acceptance, or process decisions. It should also be removed from the work area, tagged, or placed in a hold area so it cannot be reused by mistake. What is the purpose of a failed calibration procedure? A failed calibration procedure helps determine what to do with the tool, how to document the problem, whether earlier measurements may have been affected, and what corrective action is needed before the tool can return to service. What details should be reviewed in the calibration record? The record should include the tool identification, calibration date, who performed the calibration, the acceptance limits, where the failure occurred, whether an adjustment was attempted, and the post-adjustment status. What is the last known acceptable condition of a tool? It is the most recent point at which there is evidence the tool was performing acceptably. This may be the previous successful calibration date or other proof, such as interim checks, verification data, or control chart results. Why do previous measurements need to be reviewed after a calibration failure? Previous measurements need to be reviewed because the failure may have affected results taken before the problem was discovered. The review helps define the period of possible risk instead of assuming the issue started only on the day of calibration. What factors help determine whether earlier measurements were affected? Important factors include how far out of tolerance the tool was, whether the error was consistent or random, what products or features were measured, how tight the tolerances were, and whether affected results can be verified with another suitable tool. What should be documented after a tool fails calibration? The documentation should explain what failed, how it was identified, what immediate action was taken, what review was performed on previous measurements, and how the final disposition was decided. What can be done with a tool after it fails calibration? Depending on the condition and the nature of the failure, it may be adjusted and recalibrated, repaired, evaluated further, or replaced. If it returns to service, the records should show that it was restored to acceptable limits. Why should storage, handling, and use conditions be reviewed? A failed calibration result may be caused by impact, contamination, temperature extremes, poor storage, excessive wear, or improper use. Identifying those conditions can help prevent the same problem from happening again. What should a written failed calibration procedure include? It should define how failed tools are identified and segregated, who reviews the result, how the last known acceptable condition is determined, how prior measurements are assessed, who decides on repair or replacement, what documentation is required, and when intervals or procedures must be reviewed. At Hurka Metrology, we provide in-house and on-site calibration services for precision measurement instruments, along with support and training to help your team handle calibration challenges with confidence. Visit our website to learn more.